Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to another FIFA 17 Ultimate Team potential player ratings video. You guys seem to like the idea of me taking a few players from teams as opposed to just random players from all over the place. So what we're going to do today is take some players from Borussia Dortmund. Now, bear in mind that I have already rated Marco Reus, one of their best players, in the cover stars video I did, which was my first FIFA 17 video. I kept him the same as an 86 rated overall for your reference. So if you wouldn't mind going into today's video by smashing a like on it, that would be amazing. Let's try and hit 2,000 likes, that would be awesome. And don't forget to let me know down below in the comment section if there are any players or which club you would like me to do next. Because we're doing Dortmund today, should we potentially do Bayern in the next couple of days? That might be a good idea. Also, just to let you guys know, my main Mac that I edit all my videos and record all my videos with has completely fried and is trashed. So that sucks, but I've ordered a new one and that should be coming in the next few days, hopefully. But just to let you know, if you see any noticeable differences in quality or anything like that, yeah, it's because I'm using a completely rubbish system at the moment to make these videos, although I'm trying to get as many videos out for you guys as normal. Apologies for that. Hopefully with the new Mac coming next week, things will be on the up. So let's get into today's video then. We need to take the first player from Dortmund that I want to give a potential rating. It is this guy right here, Shinji Kagawa. He is a Japanese central attacking midfielder who on FIFA 16 has an 82 rated overall central attacking midfield card. It's not a bad one, 80 pace, 87 dribbling, which is great, but he sort of lacks in the shooting department, and that's why a few people tend to move away from him and use other players in the league. However, in FIFA 17, I think we'll see a relatively similar Shinji Kagawa. However, I feel like his stats have always been a little bit low for the rating of his card. So although I think we'll still see an 82 rated Kagawa, I think what will happen is we'll see some upgrades in certain areas, no downgrades, but what we will have, of course, is still that 87 dribbling. But I've boosted him up to 70 shooting and 77 passing and a little bit on the physical as well. Skill moves and weak foot, of course, likely to stay the same at 4-star, 4-star. This, in my opinion, will make him a much more usable item on FIFA 17, and there's loads of good Dortmund players to link him up to as well. So he should be one that a lot of people use at the start of the game. And in terms of pricing, I like to do this now, given my rough estimate for what the players will be at the start of the game and then during the main phase of the game. At the start, he might cost you somewhere between 5 and 10k, but I do see him being one of those discard players as we move through into the main phase of FIFA 17 Ultimate Team. So that is our first player. Let's move on now to our second one. It is a new signing for Borussia Dortmund. Well, it's sort of a new signing and sort of an old signing at the same time. Mario Goetze has rejoined the club from, of course, Bayern Munich. He left a couple of years ago and is now back for less money than they sold him for, which is good for Dortmund, but he's got an 84 rated card on FIFA 16, and I feel like that will stay exactly the same in FIFA 17. However, again, I feel like Goetze is another one of these players that has this relatively high rating, but his stats don't really show it. So what I do see happening is maybe one or two changes in areas such as passing, dribbling, but I feel like maybe his pace and shooting might go up by a couple of ratings to really warrant that 84, because that's not just an average rating, that's a relatively high rating on the game. And doesn't it just look great with the Dortmund badge back again for Goetze? Him and Reus will be able to, of course, link up once again. It's just a shame that Gundogan has now gone off to Man City, because that trio back in the day used to be something I really enjoyed using. However, 74 pace, 75 shooting, not too bad, but it's really the 82 passing and the whopping 90 dribbling that this guy really stands out for this guy. And of course, 4-star skills and weak foot. Goetze on FIFA 16 is one of those players which I don't come up against him that much, but when I do, I struggle with him. His dribbling is next level, and I think it will be, and it will really show and shine on FIFA 17. In terms of prices, we're probably looking at between 15 and 20k at the start of the game. That's a relatively high price, I guess, and then more about the sort of 3 to 7 or 8k during the main phase. stats. Okay, so Mario Goetze and Shinji Kagawa are two players that we've talked about so far. Let's move on to our third player. Another signing for this club, of course, Schurrle. The German who has played in the Bundesliga for a while now, has got this 80 rated left midfielder card on the game, and he's one of the most used wingers in the Bundesliga for sure. He's got awesome stats and people love to use him, including myself. 80 rated on FIFA 16, I feel like what we might see on FIFA 17 could be really interesting. I think maybe a minimal upgrade with some stat upgrades such as +1 pace, +2 shooting and passing, and then 1 in the dribbling and heading category, or physical should I say. But it's the position I've given him that is quite interesting. What I could see happening, and what I think Dortmund might actually do, is because they've got Reus out at left wing, and then of course Aubameyang up front, and they've got rid of Mkhitaryan to Manchester United, so there's like a right wing spot available. Of course they have got Dembele as well, the young Frenchman, who we'll talk about next, but he's really more of a central player from my knowledge, and it looks as though there might be an option there for a right winger in Schurrle. That might be quite interesting. It would kind of suck if we got a left wing version and then also a left wing version of Reus. That's two players that you kind of want to use in the same team, and they're going to be competing for one spot in your ultimate team, which wouldn't be the greatest. But 4-star skills and weak foot on this guy, 90 pace, 82 shooting and 83 dribbling. Those are some pretty solid stats, and this guy is set to be one of the best players on FIFA 17. I really like him, and one of the better lower rateds, I should say. Price wise, probably around the same as Goetze. He's a well liked player, so his price may be inflated because of that. So I mentioned a moment ago about a new young star that Dortmund seem to have in their ranks. It is this guy, OUSMANE or OUSMANE Dembele. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. As you can see on your screens, he's not actually a player on FIFA 16. We've yet to see this guy in action on FIFA, and it will be very interesting to see him coming in as roughly a 77 rated central attacking midfielder. And in terms of stats, we're going to get a bit of a gem here as it looks. I've gone off of the stats that FIFA have given this guy based on his head-to-head stats, and I've sort of increased them a little bit because I like to do that. But we're looking at roughly a 77 rated cam here. The Frenchman who was tearing it up in Ligue 1 last year looks as though he could have around 86 pace, 84 dribbling, 74 shooting and 72 passing. But the interesting part about this guy is that he's likely to have 4-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot. That's pretty damn awesome, I'm not gonna lie. I love players like this. They are almost my favourite players to use. Of course, 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot is perfect, but 4-star, 5-star is pretty close to it. And especially in that cam role, being able to shoot from either side, running in and out of defenders, not knowing which way that you're going to go, because of course you can shoot on either foot. That's awesome. I love that. They are my favourite types of players on the game. And then of course with the French nation, you're going to be able to link the Bundesliga to the French players in Ligue 1, and of course there's lots in the BPL as well. That's awesome for hybrids, and I'm interested to see how that will work out. Because of the hype of this wonder kid, I'm thinking quite expensive, maybe roughly the same as Mario Goetze, even though he's a lot lower rated. Right then, so there's one Dortmund player I really want to talk about, and of course is this guy right here, Pierre, Emerick or Aubameyang. This is the final player for today's video, and like I said at the start, we have already covered Reus in a previous video, so don't think I'm missing out one of Dortmund's biggest players. But Aubameyang's got this 84 rated upgrade card, and he tore it up in the Bundesliga last year. Is 84 high enough rating for this guy? Well, I don't actually think so. I think like he's going to go up by +1 to an 85 overall, and this one is going to make you shudder if you struggle against pace on FIFA, which most of us do. 96 pace with 85 shooting and 81 dribbling. This guy is gonna be a monster. Even if they did keep him at roughly the same as his FIFA 16 card, I think he's still gonna be a monster. He was a monster on FIFA 16. And if he does put away goals in the Bundesliga like he has been in the previous season, 20 plus goals in the league, then yeah, we're going to see lots of special items throughout the game, and of course team of the seasons and stuff like that. And yeah, we're looking at a 99 pace Aubameyang at some point during FIFA 17. That's pretty much guaranteed as long as he keeps sticking the ball in the back of the net. Of course, we're most likely looking at around 3-star skill, 4-star weak foot, that type of thing, maybe 3-star, 3-star. And in terms of price, well, if he does get an upgrade, I can see him being considerably higher than his FIFA 16 item. I'm talking 100k plus, especially with that 96 pace at the start of the game. Being a higher rated item, he's not going to be packed as often. However, that will of course come down as the game goes on. So there we have it. We've covered 5 awesome players for Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga today. I'm really interested in actually using all of them, and I'd love you guys to let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with any of those ratings, and of course which club or player I should talk about next. I feel like Bayern Munich is a good shout considering we've just done Dortmund. It might be good to see how we rank in terms of some of their different players, that sort of thing. If you guys would be so kind as to smash a like on the video, that would be absolutely awesome as well. And like I said, thank you for bearing in mind and taking into account all of my computer troubles at the moment. I know it's a bit of an issue, but we'll be back and running smoothly again in no time at all. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Peace.